chunk of fucking metal in his back.
This guy was in Vietnam. This guy was in Vietnam.
Anyway, he came home, and the first thing he does was come to my house because he wants to get stuff.
Yeah.
So, this is the old nursery house, and I'm living there alone, man. Before Annette, this was one of the times she used to just come over and visit me, ride her bicycle, when she was still living with two guys over a couple of doors away from my my parents' house where I grew up, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, she comes over, and we were doing stuff, and we went upstairs to the third floor in the bedroom, and we got up there and we got to fucking. So then, when I wanted to go down and take a shower. Okay. Well, in the meantime, my friend Richard needed a place to get laid, and he's out with fucking Sally Astor. I introduced him to Sally Astor. Okay. So anyway, Richard's in there banging on fucking Sally, and Ed and I go downstairs to the bottom floor to take a shower. And it was all open. It didn't have any curtains or nothing. It was like on the back porch where, like, when you've been out working in the nursery, like a mudroom, you need to come in and wash off.
Yeah.
Well, that was where I took a shower because it was this big old open concrete thing. It was neat. It wasn't no stuffy old bathtub with a shower head, It was a real big shower. So anyway, Annette and I are in there fucking taking a shower together. And she gets all freaked out and runs out. And I got out of the shower. I'm walking through there. Fucking Sally comes out of there fucking naked, and Richard, hey, what are you doing? I didn't know you were going on. Yeah, what's going on, Who was that? It ran by. I said, I don't know, just some girl who lives over another neighborhood rode over on her bicycle, Richard, I wondered who that bicycle was when you were there. Richard was, in our senior year of high school, he got caught. He broke into a drugstore, and a silent alarm went off, and he came down. He was climbing off of the fucking roof, and he dropped down on the ground with like a bag of Quaaludes and Suck-It-Alls and Chew-It-Alls and all that stuff. So back then, they gave you a choice if you were already 18, and Richard had just turned 18 like I had. When you were 18 in your senior year, they merged you down to they'd have all the guys, they'd call you out of class, and we had to go down while we were in school. We got called out of class to go and register for the draft. That's how much fun that was. They call it the selective service system.
Yeah.
But believe me, you don't get to select. You got to fucking go where they tell you if they draft you.
Right.
So anyway, Richard's climbing out, and he drops off and fucking climbs the fucking building. He jumps down on the ground and picks up his bag of fucking pills. And there's two Coral Gables police there. So the judge basically said you can either go in the Army or you can go to jail. So it's like, oh well, I'll drop out of school and go into the Army. So yeah, he ended up being a fucking Green Beret, man. He really turned into a fucking monster. But yeah, when he came back, he really had the fucking chips going on. He's talking about, he'd show him his fucking, I got a piece of shrapnel in my back, and I mean, he could really pour on a heavy lines, And I've always, he'd give it the old, I may die, kind of shit, And this fucking chick fell all over that bullshit. He got more pussy than anybody I ever knew. So
that's
funny.
He
used the same line on all of them,
Yeah. Yeah. That line. I know that line. Yeah, I got a piece of shrapnel in the top of my cock, and it stays there now. And they had to give me a new cock, and I got a big cock now.
Yeah, let me tell you, when this guy came out of the fucking Green Berets, he was fucking looked like a fucking miniature Arnold Schwarzenegger, man.
Right.
But the chick sucked that shit up.
Yeah.
And Richard was always healthy. He just was a little flabby because we drink a case of beer every day together, that kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when I got out of boot camp, Dad, at 22, 23 years old, I was pretty rocking. And
Yeah, well, that's
chicks
how
dig
I
a
was.
six pack, you know. They like a six pack. They want to see a six pack. They want to see a tight ass and a six pack. That's what they want to see on a guy.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I was at 22 also, you know. But that was just because I was doing, I was an apprentice carpenter, so I was doing some heavy work, you know. So, plus I played, I was always playing hard when we were into sports, you know. Oh, we'd go to do a full day's work doing construction work and get off, and a bunch of us would go meet at a fucking bar, or we go to a fucking big old field and toss a football around or shoot hoops or something, and then like wait until wait until happy hour, you know, like a 7 o'clock happy hour, and then we run over to the bar and go in there and have hot dogs, steamed kielbasa, steamed in beer, and fucking draft beers for a quarter for an hour, you know, and shoot pool, play skill pool, and, you know. But yeah, your mom just totally freaked out about that, you know, of being nude together. Hell, we went to see a friend of mine up in North Carolina. We took a fucking bus, went to fucking North Carolina, and you know, Tim and his girlfriend. What was her Tim? Oh, I can't remember. This girl was a true down in the world hippie, man. I mean, she took while we were there. We got up in the morning, and she took and made she got whole wheat berries and put them in an old fashioned hand crank grinder. Took this grinder out and clamped it onto a big C clamp on it, and clamped it to the table, and started grinding some whole wheat and then some couple of other different grains, and made some awesome. Oh, it was what do you call that stuff? Buckwheat.
Yeah.
So we had fucking buckwheat pancakes made fresh. Actually, her name was Jenny. Now that I remember. But she was awesome. Yeah, she was a true hippie, a true '60s flower child girl. And yeah, we were gonna go. It was hot in the summertime. We were gonna go swimming, man. And yeah, so Tim, we get in a fucking car and drive out to this fucking pond somewhere up there, you know, and just Tim and Jenny started ripping off their clothes and going into the fucking pond. Well, Annette wasn't going. I did too. I just got naked and jumped in, and Annette wasn't gonna. She didn't want anybody to see her titty. So I had to, you know, get out and walk all the way around to the other side of the fucking pond for her to take her clothes off and slide in real quick, you know. Yeah, well, she was just so hung up about fucking how she looked and how people thought about her. I should have known better. I should have never married her, but I was stupid.
Yeah, it's funny. I've always been the guy that like just doesn't even give a shit to take off my clothes. I don't give a fuck.
I was that way too. I didn't care.
Who gives a shit?
Hell, I was at a goddamn concert up here at up here in Jasper and White Springs at the Bluegrass Festival that they have every year, the Swanee River Music Festival that they have here every year.
Yeah.
Well, that particular year, they had a bunch of fucking rock bands came in there, and it got out on the radio somehow that the fucking Allman Brothers band was going to be there, and goddamn thousands of fucking people. I went there for the goddamn bluegrass music and the guitar and banjo shit, you know. I just wanted to go up there. I rode my motorcycle